You're watching News 8 on WROC.
Coming to the stage next week in Rochester, part of RBTL's Broadway season, it's the rags to riches story of Neil Diamond, how he turned out to be a music icon. You can see it, A Beautiful Noise, the Neil Diamond musical at the West Auditorium Theater. One of the actors in the production, Gene Wigand, joins us now. Glad to have you here. So are you in Florida now on the tour?
We are in Florida. We're in Jacksonville and enjoying the good weather, though we understand we need to bring jackets up to Rochester.
You never know. Yeah, we might have some below freezing to start the week next week, but it's been warm here. All right, this show, who are you in this production? I know a couple of roles here, and where do you fit into Neil's life?
Well, while we're in Rochester, I'm going to play Neil Diamond. There are two Neil Diamonds in our production. One is Neil at approximately his current age, and the other is a young man named Nick Fradiani, who plays Neil at earlier stages of his life and does most of the vocals. The conceit of the show is that Neil is speaking with a therapist and recalling his life through his music. And I'm sure that Mr. Diamond never planned his music this way, but it all works in the way that the music of a traditional musical would work. It furthers the action of the story in a terrific way. It's something quite a bit more than a jukebox musical, and for lots of people, rather emotional as we proceed to the end of the play, but it's got some good laughs as well, and we're just having a great time, and audiences are loving it. Neil Diamond is just so popular all around the world. Such wonderful music that we're all familiar with.
Is there anything you didn't know or you learned about his life, some aspect of it as you were getting ready, or something that stood out to you?
Oh, tons and tons, and we have there's a fair bit of it presented in the show. Just a silly little trivia, he went to high school with Barbara Streisand in Flatbush, Brooklyn. That he started strictly with the intention of being a songwriter with no intention of performing, that he was a painfully shy child and young man, and as he, through meeting Ellie Greenwich, who was a music producer back in those days, in the 60s, became a performer and finally, morphed into the Neil Diamond we all know and love. But just so many little tidbits like that about his life that are just fascinating.
And finally, what's the connection been with the audience? Because this is a man who is rare appearances. He has Parkinson's, stopped touring a few years ago, but many people are seeing and hearing these songs for the first time since maybe they saw him in the 2000s or the 90s. At least one of our directors saw him 3 times and just talks about how special that was.
Oh, absolutely. And we speak, of course, we see the audience as we're all leaving the theater through the stage door. Sometimes people wait. Sometimes you meet them in the parking lot or in restaurants, in the bars, in the hotels. And we talk to so many people who have been fans since he first showed up on the radio in the late 60s. And they're quite moved by the show. And I'll tell you a little secret about the guy, our young Neil, because, as you say, Mr. Diamond suffers from Parkinson's these days, and though he remains pretty cheerful, he's not able to sing, but he needs to attend several different charity events around the country a few times a year, and he invariably invites our Neil, Nick Fradiani, to come and sing his music at these events, because Neil Diamond loves our Neil so much, and they've developed a bit of a friendship over the course of the run.
What a show it is, and what a story to tell. Gene, we'll see you next week as you come on back with all the snowbirds from Florida coming to Rochester. A Beautiful Noise, the Neil Diamond musical. Show's going the 21st to the 26th. We've got more information today at rochesterfirst.com.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 on demand. Plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.